Assalamualaikum Dr. Nasirah. My name is Reza Quraisyah Migret Zawan. I'm a part-time master student in computer science. This semester, I'm taking reading in computer science which requires me to come up with a conference style report. My lecturer for this subject is Dr. Afiza binti Ismail and my supervisor is Dr. Zalilah binti Abdul Aziz. In this video, I will walk through my paper which entitles A Systematic Literature Review on Green Vehicle Routing Problem.
My presentation is divided into 5 sections, which is Introduction, Review Methodology, Survey Results, Discussion and Future Direction, and Conclusion. For the introduction, I mentioned about VRP purposes, which is how things are delivered from one or more points of place to the customer's place with a group of drivers and vehicle who will move using the planned route with optimal solution. It includes many constraints such as the cost, distance, and routing period, which depends on the vehicle type, the freshness of the goods, or even customer's priority. For global concern, VRP has included green technology into consideration, which is known as GVRP. GVRP is developed to tackle the additional problem associated with the service of alternative fuel vehicle fleet. GVRP has been classified in 3 categories of engine, which is internal combustion engine vehicles, electric vehicles, and hybrid electric vehicles. There are many options in solving VRP using algorithms. In this paper, I will be focusing on ant colony optimization, genetic algorithm, and simulated annealing. In next section, I will explain about the review methodology of this paper. Before I begin, the research questions have been identified to define the area to focus in this study. This paper goals are to answer the following research question, which is: what are the variants of vehicle routing problem? What are the description of GVRP? What type of algorithm that have been used for solving GVRP? Next, I set a strategy for searching purposes. First, I identify the search term and the digital library that will be used for this paper. The survey resources are chosen based on the following criteria for inclusion and exclusion. The inclusion criteria that have been set are: from year 2010 until 2021, journals and conference paper which consist of VRP variants, types, objectives, algorithms, and meta-heuristic are included. The document body should have longer than 1 page. The content should address VRP variants, types, objectives, algorithm, and meta-heuristic as a topic of primary or secondary research. The exclusion criteria that have been set are: resources that does not include variants, types, objective, algorithm, and meta-heuristic. Non-journal and non-conference articles are not included. Resources that using other language than English. The content of the study have been identified by using 4 steps. The first step is collecting all related paper by using the search term and digital library that have been set before. There is total 89 papers are gathered, which 37 of them have been rejected while 52 of them have been considered after checking the paper with the inclusion and exclusion criteria. From 37 papers that were rejected, I applied step 3 to make sure no relevant paper have been excluded. After verifying, I am positive that there is no misguided in rejecting the paper. I then verified the chosen paper and found that 37 papers were relevant to be used in this study. Next session is survey result, which obtained from the research question that have been set earlier. There are variants of VRP that have been used by researchers in their paper. For this paper, I focus on 10 variants that frequently described in 37 selected paper. The first one is capacitate vehicle routing problem, where it aims to minimize transportation costs and be able to ship more goods in one trip without exceeding the allowable cargo limit. Next, distance constraint vehicle routing problem, where the vehicle have restriction that the overall distance traveled does not surpass the predetermined distance. The other one is periodic vehicle routing problem, which aims to find a suitable route strategy in such a manner as to minimize the cumulative expenses of travelling over a period of time. Vehicle routing problem with backhauls contains two subsets. The first subset includes line transport clients always requesting the amount of the item to be transported. The second subset covers backhaul clients where a specific amount of inbound inventory needs to be collected. Multi-depot vehicle routing problem is used to solve issues consist of more than one depot. The next one is pickup and delivery vehicle routing problem. These variants consider not only delivery from depot to customer, but also from customer to depot. Vehicle routing problem with time window is concerned about delivery that need to be made within a set period of time. In simultaneous pickup and delivery vehicle routing problem, the goods have to be transferred from different sources to different destinations, and each customer needs to fulfill both the shipping and pickup criteria at the same time. Dynamic vehicle routing problem concerns in producing work in real time to help make the decision more realistic and on time. Some of the example is traffic or vehicle problem. Green vehicle routing problem taking into account the environmental impacts guided by various techniques, energy consumption reduction, waste recycling, and even the best disposal of waste management. Regarding the answer for research question 2, GVRP objectives is to design the set of optimal routes for one or more vehicle or transportation in order to deliver goods to a number of customers while adhering to certain limitations include environmental effect to reduce energy consumption. GVRP intends to minimize carbon dioxide emission of the VRP routes, including the route for charging at alternative fuel facilities. Next is the formula of GVRP as you can see in the screen. Referring to research question 3, the techniques and approaches implemented in the research conducted were recorded and collected. Based on the study, the solution of VRP is obtained by using exact algorithm or approximate algorithm. Exact algorithm can solve only small-scale problem in three groups, which is direct tree search techniques, evolutionary algorithms, and integer linear programming. On the other hand, approximate algorithms have been used for large-scale problems with acceptable computation time. There are few major classes in classical heuristic, which is saving algorithm, sequential improvement algorithm, sweet algorithm, Petal algorithm, Fisher and J. Kumar two-stage algorithm, and improvement heuristic. Meta-heuristic handles more detailed solutions which are able to produce excellent results. There are two categories of meta-heuristic, territorial search and population search. Meta-heuristic of territorial search is tabu search, simulated annealing, greedy randomized adaptive search procedure, variable neighborhood search, and large neighborhood search, while the population search are genetic algorithms and ant colony optimization are used for population search. These figures summarize VRP algorithms with their relation to each other. Now, I want to discuss three algorithms that are focused in this paper. Simulated annealing is a meta-heuristic algorithm used to overcome combined optimization. It works by repeatedly improving the initial solution by implementing small local changes until no further improvement can be made or the final decision is met. Simulated annealing is inspired from annealing metal work process to alter and change the structure, heat and cool the material. It was set a high initial temperature and let it slow the temperature down as the algorithm runs until the suitable temperature, which means ending of the searching. This incremental cooling process allows the searching process to effectively get the closest minimum of solution. This incremental cooling process allows the searching process to effectively get the closest optimum solution. Ant colony optimization is a meta-heuristic technique that uses artificial ants' behavior in finding food to solve combinatorial optimization problems. The goal of the ant colony optimization method is to emulate the behavior of ants as they travel from colony to look for food and return back. In real world, when ants go out to find food, it wanders randomly and will return to the colony and leave the path that they have traveled. Others who find the path will follow the trail path by earlier ants. Ants have special ways to communicate by using pheromone, which is a chemical substance. When an ant chooses a path, it will choose the path that has the most pheromones as the optimal path. In real world, ants wander randomly in search of food before returning to their nest. Along the way, they lay down pheromone trails. When other ants discover the path, they are likely to follow the pheromone trail by earlier ants. Pheromones will start to disappear over time. The longest time for an ant to follow the path will evaporate faster, which means when an ant finds the shorter path, it makes pheromone density remain high. Hence, as one ant finds the quickest route, the positive feedback make the other ants more likely follow the path. The advantage of ant colony optimization over any link and genetic algorithm is because ACO adapts with change in real time. Genetic algorithm is a local search technique in meta-heuristic solution which is inspired by human biology and guided by fitness level of each individual. The most fitness will be selected and the chromosomes are modified to form a new genetic population. It can be categorized into 4 categories, which are known as representation, reproduction, recombination, and mutation. The next section will emphasize of the discussion and future direction of this paper. These are my critiques on the paper that have been reviewed. Based on recent years, research in GVRP has mostly involved different constraints, different research subjects, and different strategies. Numerous attempts have been undertaken to survey existing research on the problem of green vehicle routing problem. I find that the existing survey has certain strengths and flaws that prompt me to write this review paper. As you can see, I table out the review I make. Next is the finding based on the research question of this paper for more easy way to analyzing the information. This table have been used for the output of this paper in survey results section. Next is the limitation of this paper. This paper only consider the description, variance of VRP, and approaches to solve GVRP due to personal research level and paper length. It also doesn't do further analysis on the result of the study because of this limitation. Furthermore, due to lack of data on variance focusing on GVRP, the article broadened the search criteria by searching for VRP variance with assumption that the variance could be more or less. This study is limited to the information gathered from 37 papers that we have referred earlier. This paper has gone over a lot of material regarding GVRP, but there are still a few things to look into for further research. Although the number of systematic literature review studies is rising, systematic literature review in GVRP are still limited, suggesting that researchers could expand systematic literature review studies in GVRP. There are many topics that can be covered due to this limitation. In my knowledge, there is no paper that focuses on the variant of GVRP alone. This study disclosed that the gap exists in this focusing topic. Other measurements that are related to green vehicles like vehicle temperature should be considered since it can give effect to alternative fuel vehicle journeys. There is also no study that includes forecasting or even the behavior of the driver as their constraint. This area should be further investigated by injecting an artificial intelligence element such as weather forecasting or the driver behavior based on route condition. Moreover, the study of integrating the existing approach to solve GVRP with GPS applications such as Waze can also be explored further. The GVRP also can give consideration by combining the existing company delivery services with public delivery services such as JNT, Grab and many more. Last but not least is the conclusion section. This paper explores the literature review of green vehicle routing problem from description, variance and approach for solving this problem perspective taken from publication published between 2010 and 2021. We achieved the survey objectives and responded to the research questions. This research is limited to typical VRP and GVRP articles published in journals and conferences. The paper has been processed using filtering strategy to obtain a good number of articles and ignore the irrelevant one. It is important to select a suitable article to make sure it matches our research question. The criteria of matching are important to make sure it can provide meaningful results. As a result, we also gave researchers some potential direction to start with.
That's all for today. Hope my report fulfilled the criteria of the subject. Thank you.